All right. So I know I said we were going to be mostly done with Modern. That being said, I've got 2 decks in the queue, this one and one more. And past that, if this deck goes okay, I might make an exception and still take this deck to play it on occasion because this deck's kind of a hoot. So I like playing decks like this, and they're really not good in Legacy, and they're kind of fun, and they're kind of fun when they pop off. So this is what I would like to refer to as peak Modern. So if people not familiar with this deck, we've got Griselbrand here is the brand in the Neoshoalbrand deck name. This is a 7/7 flying lifelink that can pay 7 life to draw 7 cards. And we put this card into play somewhere on the first, second, or third turn of the game in the games that we're winning. So the way we accomplish this is fairly straightforward. I'm glad we had a mutual friend, Bezos, that made this possible. Thanks for the 25 months, Waterfalls. So the way we do this is with the card Allosaurus Rider. So Allosaurus Rider here says, you may exile 2 green cards from your hand rather than pay this spell's mana cost. Its power and toughness are equal to 1 plus the number of lands you control. But the key card here, the key thing about this card is that it's free in terms of mana cost to put into play, and it has a converted mana cost of 7. So the converted mana cost matters because of the Neo part of Neoshoalbrand. So Neoform here says, sacrifice a creature as an additional cost to play this. You may search your library for a creature that costs exactly 1 more than the thing you sacrifice. So we can sacrifice Allosaurus Rider to fetch Griselbrand. And then we also have Eldritch Evolution, which allows us to sacrifice a creature to get something that costs up to 2 more. So both Neoform and Eldritch Evolution allow us to sack Allosaurus Rider to fetch up Griselbrand. And then once we have Griselbrand in play, we get to draw through the entirety of our deck thanks to the card Nourishing Shoal, which is the Shoal part of this deck's name. So Nourishing Shoal here says you may exile a green card with converted mana cost X from your hand rather than pay its mana cost. You gain X life. And alongside this, we have Allosaurus Rider, which costs 7. We have this Worm, which costs 15. We've got Chancellor the Tangle, that costs 7. We've got Summoner's Pact to find those things. So we draw through our deck, gaining life with these shoals. And then eventually we pitch a bunch of Simian Spirit Guides, cast a Laboratory Maniac off of Manamorphose, and then win the game because we would go to draw from an empty deck since this allowed us to draw our entire deck. So let's go ahead and dive on into a league with this one. Win, lose, or otherwise. This tends to be a pretty quick league, which is another upside to accepting it, but a lot of fun to pop off. This is a deck where you're pretty much just like looking at your opening hands and trying to figure out like what is your quickest path to victory, stuff like that. Yeah, the Fast and the Furious. You know this deck's incredibly fair and reasonable because not only is it playing 4 copies of Once Upon a Time, we've also got 4 copies of Veil of Summer and some Pact of Negations on the sideboard here, so let's dive into it. Win some die rolls, kill some people on turn 1s and turn 2s. I'm running an Elvish Spirit Guide Modern Legal, right? Asking the real questions. Modern is fair and reasonable. They have 1 Waterlogged Grove in paper, and it pains me. You know, some of the builds of this deck actually don't play a bunch of copies of this card, and I definitely don't have enough experience with it one way or another to say whether or not that's ideal. So if you don't have 4, you could probably cut them and be okay. I've also seen some builds that get incredibly greedy and play as little as 10 lands. I'm on 13, so I think Waterlogged Grove is important because I have a higher land count overall. I would love to play first. So again, when you get opening hand with this deck, you're looking for mana, a way to get Allosaurus Rider, and a way to turn that Allosaurus Rider into a Griselbrand. So this hand has mana. It has a way to get Allosaurus Rider, but it also doesn't have a way to turn that Allosaurus Rider into a thing. So I think we mulligan this at 7. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep this. I'm going to bottom Laboratory Maniac here. So we have an Eldritch Evolution. We have 2 mana. We're just looking for an Allosaurus Rider or a land. So I'm going to go ahead and play Gemstone Mine and pass the turn here. So can't turn 1 here, but could turn 2 or turn 3 with a couple of fortunate draws. The fact that this deck is still modern legal tells me how WotC sees this format. Right, K-Smith? Right? Steam Vent. Sleight of Hand. Could be Storm. Could be another linear combo deck. Griselbrand's a pretty bad draw. It's basically just a blank. Can't do anything with that in our hand. We're going to go ahead and play Botanical Sanctum out here. We actually really can't do anything. I think I'm just passing back here again. Stream Decker is not updated. Let me fix that. All right, should be good. So, Summoner's Pact or Allosaurus Rider both let us win the game. I'm gonna start with Manamorphose here because we could draw it naturally. Make green. Chancellor the Tangle, not so good. At least it's a green card. Should we draw the thing? Opponent looks like they're playing Jeskai Ascendancy combo. Hey, thanks for the 14 months of Prime support, Flesh Eating Gnome. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Okay, and they have their cards, so we could be dead here. So we have to go ahead and press our auto pass key and let them do their thing. They have a Fate Stitcher to discard here, so pretty likely dead. I might just concede and save ourselves some time here. Feel like I probably value my time high enough that they put 2 on the bottom. They're definitely not choked on mana. They could feasibly run out of spells. And it's hard to be too upset, right? Like, our opponent killed us on the 3rd turn of the game, but, like, we're trying to kill them on, like, turn 1 or turn 2. So, like, you know. I mean, double Fate Stitcher is kind of an okay sign depending on, like, what else the rest of their hand is. Because, again, the key is they need a critical mass of spells. So, like, if they have a bunch of Fate Stitchers, they might not have ways to keep triggering them. The fact that they cast this Lightning Bolt without bringing back this Fate Stitcher could mean they just don't have it here. Yeah. They just hit their failure rate. Hold on, folks. They're going to do it again. Morning, Indy. Here's to some good matches. I mean, we're kind of playing a deck that ensures good matches are not possible. All right, so I think we just swap out these Dissenter's Deliverance for 3 Nature's Claim to be able to interrupt their combo card and click Submit. That sounds good. Morning, Bella. Happy Monday, folks. Hey, thanks for the tier 2 Immortal. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Way too long. 44 months is not a short amount of time. Well, I mean, this hand technically puts Allosaurus Rider into play, and then I could Manamorphose into Neoform and kill them, but easy mulligan here. Yeah, this hand just needs some lands, right? We get to keep, we get to bottom Griselbrand. Even trying, you cast 2 Demonic Tutors. And Once Upon a Time is pretty far from Demonic Tutor in this deck. It's pretty far. Five looks at 4 up is like relatively low. Ryan the Mime, thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Opponent mulligan to 5. Once upon a time, there was Waterlogged Grove. Sign me up. So if we draw Simian Spirit Guide, we could potentially get them next turn. Sending off Modern with the generic combo deck seems so fitting. I mean, to be fair, the other deck left in the queue is a fair deck. It's the Urza deck that's been going around. So we're kind of hoping to draw a green card here, so that way we can play the Allosaurus Rider without exiling the Nourishing Shoal. We did not, unfortunately, so... Who's got 2 thumbs and concedes to a Spell Pierce? This guy right here. Swan Song. Yeah, I'll do Pig. I'll do Pig. Oh, we're dead. We did it. We're dead. Win, lose otherwise. Out and done quickly. Fell Peon, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. The villain? Nah, this deck's definitely the hero. Everyone's the hero of their own story. Any deck that has a good Tron matchup is definitely the hero of Modern. Thanks for the 300 bits, Thrin. I appreciate it. Feels real Modern, man. Yep. I'm not feeling regret in my decision to focus on Pioneer. Definitely not. Thanks for the tier 2, Scott. Unfortunately, if you're here for the Modern, I know we're probably going to drop some subs rolling off of Modern content, but I'm gonna be happier not doing it, so I'm gonna focus on that. I feel like I'm just supposed to play catch and release here. We're on the play. Just no cantrips, no way to get to the thing. This hand's also, like, not great, but it's got, like, 2 cantrips, and this digs, and I get to bottom the Griselbrand, so I think we keep. Alright, I'm gonna take that one. What about the money? I mean, there's a good chance that spending more time doing Pioneer and other formats that are more popular and more fun for me to play will make me more money than sitting here slamming my head into a wall playing Modern. Hey, that's a good one. So if we draw a land next turn, we get them. Hey, Necker. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. YOLO Swaggins. Green. Can do this all day, huh? There we go. So for those counting, this is turn 3. I took 2 turns. My opponent took 1 turn. 2 plus 1 is 3. Basic mathematics. Some people in the fake news media will try and tell you that this is turn 2. but they very clearly can't add. Opponent has conceded on the 3rd turn of the game. I started a Fiverr to get voice acting and rating experience, but all I've gotten are spam requests to remote in so they can set up US accounts. Is this what content creation is like? I don't know what that means. Thanks for the 21 screen, Sky. Alright, so my opponent played Steam Vents and Sleight of Hand. So they could be a counterspell deck. They could also just be... Storm, though. I think I'm just going to board in 3 copies of Allosaurus. This is good against... It's like Storm has some counterspells anyways. And this, like, can cycle when they cast a blue spell, and it pitches to Allosaurus Rider anyways. So it's like a pretty low opportunity cost boarding this card in. Yeah, they could be some kind of, like, control deck with, like, remands and stuff. And even Storm plays remand. So Veil of Summer is a pretty low opportunity cost to bring in. We'd actually rather their Storm than a heavily interactive deck. Decks full of counterspells tend to be bad matchups for this. I know what Fiverr is. I don't understand what you're saying people are asking you to do, though. So... I mean... Do I YOLO this? I think I'm going to YOLO this. We're on the draw. Open a draw, Neoform. Yeah, we're like up a game. It's a free roll, right? Alright, so looking to draw Neoform here. Eldritch Evolution. Alright, let's go. Don't spell pierce me. Five turn match. Happy boys. Thanks for the brand new Prime Sport. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Feels modern, man. Feels modern, man. Can you believe this is a competitive format? Can you believe this is Magic is nothing like gambling, and this is a reasonable competitive format? Oh, Magic. All right. Yeah, we're keeping this, right? We're just like hoping to draw a land on one. I'm on the draw, right? Yeah, I'm on the draw. We're gonna keep bottom this shoal. So if we draw a land or a Neoform, we get to turn 1 them again. Alright, what's the optimal here? Am I supposed to cycle these Morphos? I don't think I am, right? I'm supposed to pitch these and hold these in case I draw a shoal. We could theoretically not draw a shoal, right? Like I did. No, I didn't. I get to shuffle, right? So there's not one on the bottom. And the funny part about this deck is, if we don't draw a shoal here, which of course we did, obviously, but in the event that we didn't draw a shoal there, our failure rate is literally, we have a 7/7 lifelinker on turn 1. So like, you know. Alright, 38 cards in my deck. I'm gonna Pact for a Wurm, the second copy of Wurm here. So 36, there's 36 cards in my deck. I ideally want a number that's divisible by 7, but I'm also going to be putting the shoal back on top. No trample on this flyer, what trash, right? Oh. Oh, did I just shuffle away my shoal? I just shuffled away my shoal, didn't I? I'm gonna lose because I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna, like, not redraw shoal here. Alright, I deserve this. I, like, changed my line mid-play. That's funny. Turn, literally, like, lock to turn 1. Mess up. Man, that's pretty good. It's early, chat. I cast 2 Summoner's Pacts, chat. I cast Summoner's Pacts. So we hit our turn 1. It's fine. We'll just win the match 3-0. It's not a big deal. We'll just win the match 3-0. The reason why my thing got shuffled away is because of my Summoner's Pact. So we're gonna lose next turn because of Summoner's Pact. That's fine. Again, I don't care about the gambling money from the leagues. You can put a W in the column for the deck. So the deck won that game. We were deterministic to draw the entirety of our deck and kill them. If I hadn't shuffled my shoal away, that I Noxious Revival to the top of my deck. While talking to chat and clicking and taking game action, I was like, wait, where'd my shoal go? I was like, I'm supposed to have a shoal in here, and then I didn't. Little justice in the morning. Thanks for the 2 months, Marky. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Personally, I'm excited to remove people's ability to comment on my YouTube channel who get upset that I wasn't paying attention and decide to leave awful messages. Thanks for the half a year, Viper. I appreciate that. Welcome back. That's not bad, though. We've had 2 turn 1 kills in 3 matches so far. Feels modern, man. Huh? Can I YOLO this? This would be like a pretty loose YOLO, right? I could keep and take a draw step. Any Allosaurus, like Allosaurus Rider lets us go. Yeah, no idea if they're Eldrazi or not. I'm gonna keep. This could be a mulligan. I don't know, I don't care. We just punted a turn 1 kill through a misclick. That's fine. No, I didn't. I accidentally shuffled away my shoal with a Summoner's Pact because I was clicking and talking and reading chat at the same time, and it was just a giant disaster. So, we had a deterministic turn 1 kill, and I misexecuted it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna reserve the right to cancel the second day of Standard this week and replace it with Historic. There's a chance if Standard's really bad tomorrow, if it's just like mono flash decks, that we're gonna do 3 days of Historic this week. Alright, we got nothing. I'm off it. I'm off it. I don't feel like trying. Let's go to the next match where I haven't accidentally punted a game. I have no idea what's the top of the standard queue. A Bant deck, a Red-Black Fires deck. No, not really. There's a Knights deck towards the top of the queue. Clover Knights, like Adventure Knights. Do I prefer Historic to Pioneer? I think they're both fine in different ways. It's more so if I replace Standard, I'm going to replace it with other Arena content, because it's not so much preferring Historic to Pioneer one way or another, so much as like I want to do a certain number of hours of Arena content in a week, because there's a lot of people who only watch Arena content. Regardless of what format I'm playing, Arena has more viewers than Magic Online does. Since Ian's got some mana, it has evolution, but doesn't have a way to get Allosaurus Rider. This hand has Allosaurus Rider. It doesn't have a way to evolve it. Just gotta play Catch and Release again. I'm on the play, right? Yeah. Let's go to 5. This hand's great. Keep. Yeah, Moto's lack of a... Moto's lack of a mouse over interface is a big hurdle for new viewers. So this hand needs a mana source and a green card. And it'll be good to go. Or we could just draw that, right? That works too. Alright, let's try and not punt the execution this time. Alright, so hoping to draw another shoal here. Looks like we bricked. Right, I don't have a way to cycle here. Oh, I do have a way to cycle. Okay, so I get to go... do that. Spirit Guide, Manamorphose, draw it. Cast this, exile a worm, keep going. Feels modern, man. So there's 11 cards in my deck. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Summoner's Packs, and I have some Manamorphose. So I should be able to deterministically draw the remainder of my deck here. To go ahead and pitch a Spirit Guide here. My Laboratory Maniac's over this way somewhere, I believe. somewhere in this pile of cards. Put the Laboratory Maniac into play, draw. So what? So this is our 4th match. We've had 2 turn 1 kills. This is our 2nd turn 2 kill in 4 matches. It's pretty not bad. The opponent's deck could have like some Thought Seizes in it. I don't know if that's even worth bringing in Veil of Summer though. I think I just want to leave the Dissenter's Deliverances in to cycle and just like try and beep go fast. So I'm gonna click submit. Yeah, I don't know if this deck's definitely not tier 1 because of consistency issues, but just like the fact that this deck's allowed to remain unbanned in this format, just like, to me, speaks volumes about what they want the format to be. If this hand draws an evolution or a neoform, it kills on 1. The problem is if we don't draw either of those things, I then don't have mana to go after that. So I think I'm supposed to mulligan here. This hand's atrocious. That's fine. We'll mulligan a little bit here, and then we'll kill them turn 1 on the play in game 3. Bottom those 2. Leyline of Sanctity shuts off their entire deck. No, it doesn't. What? I'm gonna take the green card here, just because we need green cards to, You mean Leyline shuts off all their potential interaction? If so, that's definitely true. That was really cute. They just use this as a desperate ritual. Hey, there's an Eldritch Evolution. Okay, so that just means we're, what's it called? Away from getting to put a pig into play, right? Just any Allosaurus Rider. Oh, they're talking about a different match. Got it. Yep, we got eight riders here that we can draw. Yep, you got a Goblin Matron. Just gonna get the Prowler. Usually there's a Prowler that can exile cards from our deck here, which means we have to hit next turn or we're dead. I suppose I could theoretically Prowl us this turn with the Script Prospector and an untapped land. Goblin Matron here lets them tutor any goblin out of their deck when she comes into play. Murderous Red Cap, sure. It is worth noting too that like the damage we're taking is not irrelevant. We need our health total to combo. Did not hit. Unfortunate. Drawing bricks that are other green cards is potentially okay, because this does mean I could Nourishing Shoal to stay alive now. And like still have green cards to pitch to Allosaurus Rider should we draw it. So if I like Nourishing Shoal, pitch a 7-drop, I still have double green plus a way to turn Rider into Griselbrand. Yeah, probably Gurmgully combo. Out of the opponent with the red cap. Even Aether Vial. Feels dead, man. Do I have like one more draw here? Putrid Goblin. Persis, so do a Grim Gully combo, sure. And they do have Thoughtseize, like we expected. Alright, last chance. Alright. Do 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 beep 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 do 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 beep 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 do 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 do. Thanks for the 19 months, Slayer. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Am I dead? I think we're dead. I'm short a mana. I don't have any cantrips. Right. Double checking. They have a Murderous Redcap. So we're dead to play Murderous Redcap, blink Murderous Redcap. They also have Skirt Prospector, so they can just sack whatever we block and still deal damage to us, which is why I just went for it instead of leaving my 8/8 in play. This card means our lifelinker's not good. We're dead in combat. We're dead to Murderous Redcap. Summoner's Pact for Spirit Guide and Manamorphose for Shoal. I'm going to give you a 10-minute break to go read those cards so you can figure out why that's not a legal play. My kingdom for an Elvish Spirit Guide, right? Close, but no cigar. No way to get an Allosaurus Rider. Yeah, this hand's actually pretty good, right? I get to keep, we get to bottom of Griselbrand. I get to Once Upon a Time. So we've got 6 looks at a turn 2 combo here, potentially. Yeah, Thoughtseize done one and be real sad. That doesn't cast a Thoughtseize. Alright, 6 shots at a thing. 7 shots at a thing. Do 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 do. Beep 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 beep. Hey. All right, so yeah, they can't deal 5 to me on 2, right? I should definitely take another hit. We missed on Shoal. We missed on a Shoal here. But that's fine. I still have like Griselbrand in play. I guess I can cycle Wild Cantor. You actually can't pay 7 again. That's not a legal play. Exile Once Upon a Time and Summoner's Pact. I think we keep Neoform Wurm Revival here. So like, this is my failure rate. This is my failure rate. My failure rate was we bricked on killing them. I have a 7/7 and 2/3/3s go. And then next turn I get to smack them with Griselbrand, gain 7, draw some cards. You got some Spirit Prospectors. Go, go, go. There isn't a shoal in my bin. Yeah, Shoal was exiled to put Allosaurus Rider into play, which is why we bricked off, right? Because like we bricked off because we had exiled a Shoal. So like all things considered, we were very don't use Pact. Yeah, I didn't mess it up again there. All right, so we're 2-2 in matches played. The deck is 3-1 because I am an idiot and I was clicking too quickly in one of the matches. 4 matches into the Modern League, 42 minutes played. Yeah, I'll probably take this deck again. I'm gonna make an exception for exactly this deck. So if you're someone who's a tier 3 sub that wants to submit Neoshoalbrand, I'm willing to play Neoshoalbrand once or twice a month as far as Modern's concerned. Just to hammer home what this format is for people. Yeah, we died to Ascendancy. We got Swan Songed in the post-board games. Yeah, this hand just doesn't have a thing in it, right? This deck's kind of amusing. It's peak Modern. And, yeah, this hand's great, right? Thanks for 7 months, Legit Reaper. I'm going to sell this deck in paper now because my friends hate it. I've had people drop from local tournaments to hurt my tiebreakers, so I'm kind of done with it. So we play this deck as kind of a heads-on-spikes type warning to other Modern deck submissions. You had your Griselbrands. I had my Mining Goblins. I wanted to mine. Good game. Good games, Reese. Good luck in the rest of your Modern League. May your matches be less brutal than this. Yeah, exactly. Since Narset Can't not a deck anymore, this is all we've got. They banned Faithless Looting and took away the other memes. So this hand is set up to turn 2. Summoner's Pact for Allosaurus Rider. Pitch this, play my lands, Neoform Allosaurus Rider into Griselbrand. My opponent revealed Chancellor of the Tangle. I thought this whole league was peak Modern. Turns out it's just this last match that's actually peak Modern. Insert Spider-Man meme here. You! Oh. Glittering Wish. Oh. You have my attention, opponent. Oh. I feel like Glittering Wish is bad here because it's like slower, more consistent. And this matchup is definitely not about being slower and more consistent. It's definitely about revving the engine. I was waiting for setting up for turn 2 kill die on turn 1, right? Looking for a worm. Did not find a worm. Found 2 shoals, though. Looking for a worm. Found a worm. Found a Summoner's Pact for another worm. Should be deterministic at this point. They see me rolling, they hating. Do I have Laboratory Maniac already? I do. Okay. Let's Noxious Revival the Shoal back to the top of my deck, just so it's impossible to break. Let's do this. Let's go. Pitch a Spirit Guide, pitch a Spirit Guide, pitch a Spirit Guide. They see me scrolling, they waiting. They know they're gonna be dead real soon now. There's a shoal down here somewhere. Good. Good, clean Magic the Gathering there. I took 2 turns. They took 1 turn. 2 + 1. 2 + 1 is 3. Turn 3 kill. MN, thank you for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I'm going to click submit. Yep. Modern's a turn 3 format. 2 + 1 is 3. This is, I believe we're playing the mirror. They have Glittering Wish in their deck, though. Should bring in Pact of Negation to screw with them. Alright, I mean, so double Shoal in my opener actually kind of sucks, but I definitely don't think I mulligan this. The question is, will we get a turn 2? It's a real question here. I like Dissenter's Deliverance because it cycles without, might not get a turn 1. Hashtag never lucky. Confirmed not getting a turn 1. We're going to make them do it, though, because, like, this deck has a failure rate, right? And they cast a bunch of Summoner's Pacts, so, you know, good luck, Godspeed. Feels modern, man. Feels modern. How's everybody doing today? Happy Monday. Opponents at 35. We are deterministic. They're deterministic. Okay, good game. Most important part about games like this, you need to extend your hand across the table and say good games afterwards. Especially if you're the person who kills the other player on turn 1. You should extend your hand, say good game. And if your opponent's frustrated or upset that they died on the first turn, you should gently recommend they check out Pioneer. Shellers, thank you for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. If you are not okay with what's happening in these matches, you should play Pioneer instead. Sorry, not sorry, Scissor. I would, in fact, like to play first. Yeah, I can't keep this in the mirror, right? How frequently is the turn 1 kill? We've had 2 turn 1 kills in 5 matches so far, and like 3 or 4 turn 2 kills. I'm going to mulligan, right? Okay. This is match 5. Opponent also mulligan to 5. That was the worst draw in our deck. Not close. That and Griselbrand worst draws. Yeah, Cantor is good to leave in my hand in case we hit once upon a time. It's also good in my hand. It's also good to leave in my hand in case we don't have other green cards to pitch to play Allosaurus Rider. Am I dead? Looks like we're dead. Alright, we're going to make them do their thing. Just in case they hit their failure rate. Although they didn't Summoner's Pact, right? So if they hit their failure rate, it doesn't matter. Okay. So the rest of their shoals and things could be in the bottom part of their deck here. So I'm going to wait. They cast on their shoal. Yep, good enough. Good games, opponent. So we went 2-3. The deck would have gone 3-2 if I hadn't foobarred one of my combo turns. It's execute. It's kind of like really embracing what Modern is. Super linear, just trying to do your thing. Versus them not doing the thing. So, you know, I don't know. It's kind of fun to like sit there and just count your combo and kind of ignore them every once in a while. Kind of embraces what I'm interested in doing in Modern. Playing decks that aren't doing this are kind of frustrating in the format for me. So this would be a Modern deck I think I'd take again for a tier 3 submission, but other than that, pretty much off of Modern submissions for the time being. I've got one copy of Blue-Green Urza in the queue, which is actually a deck I haven't played before. So we'll probably do that either later this month or early next month, depending on what its points look like versus the Pioneer decks in the queue. But, yeah. So that's going to be it for Modern for today. We're going to go ahead and roll on into some Historic. That was a pretty quick set, so maybe we'll get to 4 Historic decks today. We'll see how these first 3 go. At any rate, be back in a few while I get that set up. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Have a good one.